Everybody. So I just wanted to let you know, I know you're on the website and you're really interested in knowing what we do and what we have done and how we do our service. So this is Jose Arauzo here. He's had over 5 years of experience in SEO. He's had the expertise to show as in testimonials and other high-ranking articles, as well as high-ranking websites. With that said, I've scaled over 2.5 million in businesses for, let's say, even Jorge Contreras, another multimillionaire, Zach Ullman, Sean Rakovich. That is on a different type of marketing, but right here, what we're talking about is SEO. And the reason we want to introduce ourselves as this is because we want to show you that we're experts in this part of business, which is organic lead gen through SEO and websites and so forth. So without further ado, let the expertise in SEO speak for himself and show you what exactly and how he would, let's say, optimize your business or your website and so forth. Jose?
So what we're looking here is a keyword map. Keyword maps are basically used. Not many agencies show this to the customers, but I think it's very important for customers to see the keyword map because it's a roadmap where it shows which keywords we're targeting in each page. You don't want to target the same keywords in different pages because that causes keyword cannibalization, and they're gonna end up competing with each other to appear on the search engine page results page. So this is a template we've created. We're gonna share this with you. I've developed this over the years. Some AIs give you this information, but this is a way that's more visually appealing to see what is it that you're targeting in each page. Each page is represented by these squares, and you can see the main SEO like metrics and tags that you would want to include on page, like the on page SEO. So like the title tag, the URL, the meta description, which one's the focus key phrase, are the images, the alt image tags, which basically tell Google a description of the image that you might have on a blog or you might have on the site. You want to make sure those images have the keyword in it. So if you have a blog talking about alarm screens and you have a picture of a alarm window screen, you want to tell in the alt description of the image that what you're showing is an image of a window screen, not
Right.
just
And I forgot to say that this company that Jose is speaking about is an alarm screen company, a home service based industry. He's done it in the automobile and the home service and dentistry. So home service practice and as well as just even the automobile services. So the industries do not matter as much as just the expert and his expertise, being able to break it down in this way that Jose's showing. So pretty much just letting you guys know that this is for a home service based industry that can be the same strategy can be applied in your business as well.
Exactly. And this especially if, for example, you have an e-commerce company, uh, each of these boxes would be a category page or an actual product page, where you would optimize those to get direct traffic to those pages. And it's going to be targeted traffic looking for those specific products or services. Like Steven mentioned, it could be either or. So using tools like SEMrush, Ubersuggest by Neil Patel, the free Google Keyword Planner that Google Ads has, you can utilize those to find the keywords that you want to target for each page. So these are the keywords right here that we want to target for the home page. We're going to focus them on alarm screens. Then because we don't want to use the same keywords on this second page, we're changing it up. So instead of using alarm screens again, and the focus key phrase being alarm screens, we're focusing on burglar alarm screens with that extra keyword in it. So the traffic that comes into here is going to be people that are typing burglar in and they want to know like how could they protect themselves against burglars, which is more focused and vets the actual users, so they're more likely to convert. Um, and you can see how we're targeting different keywords. Some pages have the actual like window or door screen, more qualified, more long tail keywords. You want to always target the homepage with a short tail keyword, because that's where most of the traffic is going to go and increase the domain authority. And pages that are new or don't have that much authority, you want to try to target longer tail keywords. Then these are the current H tags that the pages have. We've been replacing them with better H1s, H2 tags. Up to H3, Google actually sees and reads it. So you always want to make sure that H1 tags, header tags 1, header tags 2, header tags 3 include the keywords that you want to rank for. So for example, here we want to rank and we highlight them for our clients so they can see which is the keyword that we're using in each part. So here for this H2, our security alarm screens right here. So by us targeting this low volume, low difficult ranking keyword, we're gonna is gonna help us rank better for alarm screens. And you can ask. We're gonna show you how to get these H1s from your site.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about the sites. Yeah,
Yeah.
so the structure of the sites is something that like we in Scale High Sales specialize in. So the site is structured best through our proprietary software. And what we mean by this is saying like the website is able to be optimized and structured the right ways so that you don't have to worry about the structure of the website and if it was built correctly. So that it makes not only our job easier, but it makes the improvement on the SEO ranking a lot easier for both parties. So, with that said, I mean, you want to show them the part of the articles or like the other part of the chart, or is there a breakdown to this?
Yeah, so I'm gonna show them real quick how they can easily obtain the structure of the site. This is Harpa AI, which connects to ChatGPT, and it explains you use this quick command. It has different commands here, but you're able to extract the H1s, H2 headings from the site. So extract. I'm pretty sure is this one. You tell it to read the page with this command. This is so it knows to read this page. And so now it's analyzing it, and it should give us the H1s, H2s, and the
Right.
key.
All right. So you were saying that each of these charts are specifics to what exactly?
They're specifics to a page on the website. So you
Okay.
see right here, this is the home page, the main like alarm screens company.
So you have to
This
do this
one,
for every page that your website has.
yes, each page needs to have its own box, and that's basically going to be detailing what keywords we're targeting and how we're optimizing each site. And then from this, you would utilize this to create the content. So we would expand on these H2s and H1s. For example, this is in red because it needs to be replaced. So these H1 burglar alarm screens has the focus key phrase on it. We are trying to use a header that has a little bit more of customer intent on it. That's why it's still red. But for example, this H2 should have burglar alarm screens in Los Angeles, and us having that focus key phrase in it is gonna show Google that we're gonna be talking about burglar alarm screens on the content.
So these are
And
each of the pages that you would show. Like if you can show the other pages, like just scroll to the right a little bit.
mhm.
There you
So
go.
these
So
are
these
the
are
ones.
so it's as many pages as your website has. We would be optimizing each and every single one, and as well as creating articles so that it can all rank. And that's the amount of tedious work that we have to do. Obviously, this is like the done work, meaning like we already found the title tag for each page. Then we have to find the URL, making sure that the URL is congruent with the meta tags, the focus key phrases, and so forth. But this is for each page, and this is how much tedious task it takes from us. So this is
Yeah.
the reason we emphasize on is because the results that Jose can show you right now with like the charts, yeah, that is that many pages, and that this is what we mean by
We go
pages.
through all the pages of the site and even the blog. So for this client, we haven't done optimization on the blogs because the blogs were written by and
So now that we saw what each page meant when Jose was clicking through it, that's what each of these brackets are representing, and the amount of work he has to do to be able to fulfill, the ranking. In our end, what we want to make sure is we give you the best value as possible. So this is what you would see towards the end of it. Jose, if you can pull up that monthly report that we send to all of our clients,
yes,
and that's really just like pretty much saying like, hey, this is what you're going to get to know that this is the progress, and this is where we started to when we've actually been providing the value that we promised you. So it won't be, like a list of our subscription tools that we've used to make this happen. It's not. We're going to give you insight, results, analysis that you can actually see the improvement behind our efforts. So this isn't like any SEO program out there, or let's say white labeling, or even an agency out there that doesn't want to show you these things or are afraid of it because um, it might not be something that they can show for their efforts. So for us, as you can see here in front of you, the rankings have increased. Not only from like let's say 74% from like the sum of the pages through the months, but you got to remember these are on each different pages, each different months, and as well as each different keywords and categories for that one industry. So the articles and everything is included into the package. We do charge $600 a month, and that's pretty much making sure that we can give you the value here. We are US based, making sure that we can give you one-on-one customer service through email, and making sure we can get back to you as soon as possible. We'll even explain to you through monthly calls. But other than that, this is for the SEO. And now that I have you, Jose, here, and your expertise for the SEO side of business and marketing, and knowing how to organically grow websites and create more traffic and volume to their business, and today I really want to get down to like how you're starting to learn about AI, and then how maybe the company's now collaborating with what other tools we find to be able to suit you up in your expertise, right? So you were explaining about prompts and what prompts, the specifications that a prompt is needed, specifically for like the AI to understand SEO. So I mean, if you can break that down again, and maybe even share your screen for something that you were sharing with me. All right, so you were showing me more or less
okay.
to
So
the prompt.
specifically for SEO,
Hmm.
we are going to be using uh, prompt created by a prompt engineer that makes sure that the content it's future proof, meaning that Google, Bing, eventually they're going to create their own AIs, and we don't know if that they detect AI content, how they're going to react towards it. Are they going to flag it and derank it? uh, so in order to future proof that content and making sure that uh, future AIs or the AI is not going to flag it as content created by AI, we are going to be using a tool called ChatGPT Zero that many are probably familiar with, uh, to try to see if the content that we create is detectable by the AI. So let me show you first the um, the prompts. I'm gonna start sharing my screen so you guys see the prompt engineer. It's a guy called Stunspot, and he has several prompts, but these are his free prompts that were just as good. The only ones that I use from him are Sparkle, but he also has an SEO prompt for somebody that could be your SEO assistant. I don't need SEO Solon. Solon is the SEO Sage, the avatar you're creating for ChatGPT or the playground, OpenAI playground.
And you would use that.
I don't use Solon because I already am an SEO expert. So I just want to make sure that the content that I'm writing with the SEO research and what the SEO strategies that I want, I just want the content to be read by the AIs to make sure that it gives me this when I use it in ChatGPT 0. This is ChatGPT 0, and I put something that I wrote with the prompt Sparkle, and as you can see, it says that your text was likely be written entirely by a human. If I just use the ChatGPT interface, even if I use ChatGPT 4 and I don't have the system's prompt, it might most likely come out that it was written by an AI. That's something that I wanted to test with you, Steven, because I don't have access to ChatGPT 4. Maybe that's something you could test also. I'm going to give you like the same exact prompt, the prompt for the text, and we can put it in ChatGPT 0 and start testing, making sure that ChatGPT 4 or so you see that ChatGPT 4 without the prompt is not going to write like a human. You need to give it the prompt, and that's why I was saying if you have access to the playground, in the playground, you can give it the prompt. So this is the prompts. These are the different ones. This is the only one that I use. So you click on it. Okay. So this is the prompt. Sparkle, the content generation specialist. So you want to copy this and put it in the playground. Right. So this is where you put it in system and gives it the personality. So now once you put, I'm going to do it again just to show it in the video. We give the system the sparkle trait. So we press enter and he should write back to us. Hello, I'm Sparkle, the content generation specialist. What can I assist you with today? And Sparkle is going to make sure that once it gives you content, that content is not going to be flagged by ChatGPT 0, as opposed to if you use the ChatGPT, the interface, the ChatGPT interface, because you're able in the playground to give it the system prompt. So that's the first part, to make sure that the content is future proof, meaning that the AIs are gonna see it and think that it was written by a human. Any content that you write, you always wanna go back and tweak it a little bit to further emphasize that it wasn't just completely generated by an AI, but it was also optimized and looked over by a real person.
So now that's the first step, right? And then now what you're going to be showing us right here would be more or less what is this?
This is the second prompt. So this is the prompt for the AI, for Sparkle, to write us the content. So this is a prompt that I tweaked for alarm screens company. But this can be replicated for any company. We would just have to change the focus keywords. Let me explain you a little bit more about this prompt. The general prompt is here. We're basically telling the AI, and this is where it comes that for this prompt to work best, we need in the playground to have access to ChatGPT, GPT 4.0. However, even if you don't have access to or don't want to pay the $20 per month of ChatGPT 4, ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo 16K is gonna be still useful and give you the best results, even better than ChatGPT 4 at the ChatGPT platform. If you use the playground, because you can give all these parameters, then the text is gonna come out more unique. So here's the prompt that
Because just to really inform everybody, is it comes down to with ChatGPT 4, it starts learning within even just that simplicity of the prompt. So it can be as simple as probably what you're going to show us compared to what you created in the other one for the for the playground. The playground is more like you have to be more specific for like a dumber version, which is GPT 3.5 16K. But at the same time, if you give it the parameter and specifications that it's needed, it will actually correctly give you the best output. But that then equivalates to which one gives a better output because of the simplicity of the input with the GPT 4. So that means like in the GPT 4, if you just make it not as if you make it just as simple as this without parameters and numbers and so forth, it will give you the output that's equivalent to less than what you asked for GPT 3.5. So he's going to just show us what kind of sample do you have here?
So this is the prompt that I created to grab an outline. That's why it says rewrite. So we're gonna grab an outline from a competitor sites and create our own outline for content or a piece or an article. And we're gonna use this prompt for so Sparkle gives us the content, and here we're specifying that we want the content to be written in a specific way so that we can put it into another tool that's gonna change it into HTML formatting once it's done. So here just a couple, say like we want Sparkle to use headings, subheadings. We have to specify that. We're gonna, since it's gonna see competitors text, then we are specifying that we want them to see the outline of a competitor brand, but not use those brands in the text itself. Use our brand instead. We wanted to use internal links because that's what's gonna help grow the site internally and increase domain authority. So we specify use internal links throughout the entire article, not
Now
just
you
and
tested
like
if this could be possible.
yes. This one, it once I put it for the playground for 3.5, it might not understand it well because that's the thing of
It's not the version I get. I want to show you
ChatGPT
that
4.
what this prompt can possibly do with
Mhm.
what I'm going to show you not in this video, but this is so that you can show the expertise of how you created this prompt, why you
Yes.
created this prompt, and then as well as why AI is included in helping and assisting you in your task compared to like without it, what would you have done?
So without it, the process is still the same. This is just so you get the content. Because creating quality content is a very arduous and time-consuming process. But with this, you're basically skipping all of that and you're getting future-proof, human-like content, create it, and then you can just have that content and tweak it for perfect it like you exactly want it, and use that in your sites, in your blogs, and that is gonna rank better than if you just ask ChatGPT, hey, can you write an article about X? We're going a couple steps farther. We're telling basically the AI, hey, this is your persona, your Sparkle, the content generator. Then we're giving him this super prompt.
We're giving it. We're giving it.
Yeah,
We're giving
we're giving it this super prompt
because we
that
got to
is,
make sure that we're not,
yeah.
giving it um a living conscious word, or it's a he or she or anything like that. It's
Yeah.
a robot at the end of the day. Let's
Yeah,
not make
we're assuming
Terminator
it's
come up
gender
with it,
also. So yeah, so we're giving it this super prompt. The thing is, this prompt is very it's very long, and ChatGPT 3.5 16K Turbo struggles to understand some of it sometimes. Like example, I tell him to uh, put the internal links throughout the article, but sometimes 3.5 doesn't understand well that, and gives me the internal links at the end of the article. I want them throughout. So that's where someone that has access to ChatGPT 4, like paying the $20 a month, could give this prompt to the ChatGPT 4 Open Playground AI, and they're going to be able to understand this long prompt way better than ChatGPT 3.5. But both are going to create content that is going to be human-like. So that's what we're specifying here. We're specifying to give us markdown language. So this is going to be an H1. This is going to be an H2. That's what like the markdown. This is a markdown example, and you guys can copy this. So we're going to give you access to this prompt. This prompt basically tells the AI how we want the content to be written, and then we tell it here what is the focus key phrase, what are the brands, alarm screens company. You could this is to make sure that it uses our brands and not the outline that we're going to give them. These are the keywords. We want to make sure that when we give prompts to the AI, we're using parameters, coding parameters. I'm going to show you here real quick. Okay. Yes, this is from the platform OpenAI. So these are examples. So you always want, if you want them to summarize a text, put it in text so that it understands. Like say the article, it's in. You want to put the information in between. So if we want, I tell them these are the keywords. We put it inside the keywords tag.
Those would be considered like a custom fields. The
Yes.
custom fields would be where, like, for example, for those who are watching, for the AI to be able to, or even just the computer to recognize the placeholders that would be considered what you're trying to put in there, as in like either keywords, or you're trying to find an article, as you saw here, or internal links. But the internal, it's a placeholder for whatever you're looking for the connection to be. From what, like, let's say the input into the output. So that's pretty much, wouldn't you say, or would you have anything else to add on to that,
Yeah,
Jose?
no, that's exactly it. And we were telling him, for example, besides the keywords that we wanted to use, the internal links. So for example, for this example, we're only having the article write internal links. And this might be long enough for 3.5, but maybe even for 0.0, we could even have another section here with external links.
Yeah.
And then the AI would know to like have the prompting.
Now, I really love what you're showing me. The thing is, Jose, it's something that, like, again, if like someone wasn't already playing with the AI or wasn't studying it like you have been, as I've seen since the last time we spoke, I love the fact that you were, understanding the prompts and how to utilize it for your advantage. And this is the difference between a lot of people who don't even know how to touch AI, to even know how to talk to it, to even make it do what you want it to do, and then even, optimize the capabilities to it, for the, other ways that you can utilize it, and Bard coming out and so forth. And for you to be able to be the expert in knowing what you need to, like, let's say it's almost like, what would you say, having an assistant, or what would you consider it?
Yes, it's like having an assistant. Basically, instead of having a copywriter that you pay, and then as an SEO expert, you're an SEO director. You're always going to have to do a lot of keyword research and the SEO activities. And then on top of that, you have to write content. Most SEO directors, VPs that do SEO, or high level people don't have the time to sit down and create these long articles, long pieces of content that are going to rank. Because if you write a detailed 2,000 word, like if you sit down, you do it by yourself, it's going to rank. However, most people in those positions don't have the time. So what they do, they have a copywriter. You hire in like Fiverr, or I don't know, all these platforms, and the cheapest it will go be like $50 for a good article. Like you wouldn't want to go any cheaper than that. But this now
$50, you
allows
said? How
you.
much? How much per article?
$50 will be the cheapest. That's a really cheap
Now,
article.
what
Now
is
with
what is one that
AI,
like
there's.
one is
Hmm?
one is one that like you would like, with, I know you showed me that you've optimized one to make it rank as an
Yes.
article. Like, let's say, what would you compare that price to for $50 to, like, let's say yours, if it was ranking? And
Uh,
well,
no, like
first
my.
explain like what is the advantage of it ranking compared to someone paying just a $50 article?
Okay, so if you pay someone $50 for an article, you want to make sure that it's lengthy enough. But it might, the person that wrote it for you might not have spent enough time to curate it as you want. What ChatGPT does, or the AI does, is that it writes it for you, so you don't have to pay the $50, and then you can tweak it as many times as you want afterwards. So it saves you time or money, either one. As opposed to, yeah, like having to run a lot of like companies, especially like digital marketing companies. I know the rate that they were giving like a 2,000 word piece of content that ranks was around $150 per article. In Fiverr, you probably can find people that do it for 50. Now that there's AI, you probably can find somebody utilizing AI that does it for 20 or something like that. But you always run the danger of how is it that they're doing it. So
So it has
that's
to be the
why it's
expertise,
important
you
to
would
use
say.
Sparkle. Hmm?
You would say the it's behind the expertise of how who uses the user of AI, rather than
Hmm.
if just you have the AI and you, or the tool in yourself,
Yes.
anyone can't just do what you can do with it.
Yeah.
I would see, because then
Basically,
there's
it's
like
kind
a
of like
learning. Wouldn't you say
you
like
can
there was
give
a learn?
anybody the ingredients and the knives, the tools to cook you a meal. But if that person is not a chef, then the food's not gonna come out good. That'd
Amen.
be kind of
Amen.
like the analogy I would use.
Amen. Amen, brother. And that's pretty much why, well, we're launching soon. Jose and I are, whoever's watching this really is just saying that we have a website where you can actually have this article brought out to you at a high ranking. And the reason is it can't be comparison to, let's say, a $20 one, or even like, let's say, a $50 one. We want to compare it to, let's say, one that's ranking high. And what would you say that yours ranked, Jose?
Um, so usually what I've seen is that you have a freelancer that's just an SEO expert and makes really good content, but those are hard to come across. And
No, no.
you,
What
as
did yours rank? Like, what did yours rank? For like
a first page, yeah, I can
first
give you
page for
some
the autumn.
examples.
Okay, if you want to show that example while I explain, why what we're launching.
Yeah, let me share the
So
screen so
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys see the search. So I'm just gonna use Google so you guys see how. Okay, so I wrote an article to make sure that I inform people that LKQ parts and aftermarket parts are not the same. There was a big confusion in the industry that most people thought LKQ parts and aftermarket parts are the same, but not. LKQ parts are original parts that have been refurbished. So if you look, what
So just to give a little feedback on it,
part
to
LKQ
those who aren't understanding, this is about Auto Shop, and he had a high ranking article for body parts. Wouldn't you say like auto body parts?
Yeah, it's an auto body, no, auto parts in general.
Auto parts,
Any, yeah, you specifically used auto parts.
used auto
So
parts, and they were
they
recycled.
would have, yeah, they would recycle them, they would refurbish them, and they would sell them in their online platform called My Auto Store, right here, and you can see this article, and this is a very competitive keyword. What are LKQ parts? And you can see it's on the first page. It's not first anymore, but it's right on the first page. If you look at it differently, like for example, LKQ versus aftermarket.
Yeah. So what I was trying to say is that we're launching a
We're
website
number one for that keyword. LKQ does not mean aftermarket, as you can see, and that's, so this is our people looking for either aftermarket or LKQ parts. So this is perfect for their site because they're gonna come here, they're gonna have an article that's very informational, and it's full of internal links, OEM versions of the same part. You can see how it's very detailed, and the key is informational. It doesn't matter if it's content written by AI or a person. This was written by me, but it wouldn't matter if I had written this using Sparkle, as long as the content is helpful for the person. So you can see like the
right.
benefits of bringing parts. Or there's another one that I wrote. I'm gonna go on Google again
Yeah, and
just
so
to show
so
you.
to just really speak about this is saying like we're coming out with the website. I know Jose is excited to share with everyone more or less his top testimonies. We're trying to explain is saying that within this testimony it shows how what we can produce for those who just want a quick article, like business owners, and really just post it on. And if anything, there's other services within that website that will allow us to do it for you. There's a done for you and or do it yourself where we write you the article. We just pay with that whatever the website says to pay, and thereafter you get emailed a whole brand new article, and then we shows you with instructions and a Loom video on how to actually make sure that you plug it in correctly, which can introduce you to more of a CRM or a software that would be able to help you utilize this, which I would recommend Genie AI Pro, obviously. But what we're saying here is, this is the type of expertise we have in behind the company, is saying that Jose here can be able to now optimize anything beyond more than what he was doing even before at a faster pace, because he has more or less an assistant to really get the tedious or repetitive jobs done, where it's just as smart as the user. So if you see this user right here, Jose, being able to achieve high ranking websites, then you're able to understand the intelligence, even the wisdom, where it starts for the GPT or the AI. So I mean, the recommendation you have here was great.